Hello. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Bit of an abrupt start. I'm doing the ADHD thing of like trying to do 9 things simultaneously and doing none of them. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Jisari, what even is a Balan Wonderworld? Oh, we have such sights to show you. It is
the cheek, the nerve, the gall, the audacity, and the gumption.
Wow, thank you for subscribing for 22 months in a row, Silk. That's amazing. It's literally like 2 years you've been subbed to my channel. But yeah, no, the Balan Wonderworld is... I mean, the short answer is it's a game that everyone likes to rag on because it's bad. The mediumly long answer is that it's a game that's clearly unfinished, and, you know, I think was the victim of a lot of people pretending that they didn't get it when it's really not, like, it's not that complicated. And then the long answer is, I think it's a game that has some incredible ideas, has a really fun core to it, and was unfairly bagged on by gamers for not being your typical sort of video game, but also wasn't finished. So let me set up a second monitor. And we will play some Balan Wonderworld. A donkey video misrepresented something. Yeah, perish the thought, huh? Now, I think we ought to continue my saved game, because there's a couple of things I want to show you that are enormous grinds that otherwise I won't be able to show you on stream. So we'll just continue my save game. Although... I wonder if I start a new game... No, I don't want to overwrite my save data. Right, yeah, so... Well, we can go to the theatre to watch some of the cutscenes that play. But yeah, at the beginning you have to choose a character. I've chosen the girl Emma Cole. I think the character designs in this are really cute. It being a product of the creative mind of Naoto Oshima, like, all the characters look great. Yeah, I do like how absolutely privileged this girl looks. She's upset because none of the maids in her house will talk to her. So she runs away from home. Yeah, as you do. Yeah, there's a lot of things to criticize about Balan, but the character design is unimpeachable, I think. Naoto Oshima just knows what he's doing. Brat stalls and their influence on industrial society. But yes, yeah, this is from the criminal mind of Yuji Naka. Hope you're all ready to see something that's the product of
sexy boy.
Thank you for following Asura2102. Thank you for coming to my stream. Welcome to my cutie demon entourage. Yeah, I think when this game first got announced, gamers were like really critical of it because they were, it looks like an off-brand like Pixar or like DreamWorks production.
Emit Osasi!
Why do I feel I've seen that design on Tumblr? You may have done. Balan is quite a sexy man. So really, the conceit of the game is kind of simple. That it's similar to Nights into Dreams. People have problems, and oh god, I went to the cutscene again. And Balan is this sort of like spectre, who solves their problems by like going into their dreams. But it's all sort of done through this media of like, as if it's like a theatre production. If anybody out there is a Fujo for Balan, they're a stronger soldier than I. Listen, I think you could be a Fujo for Balan quite easily. I think I might count myself among that number. So it's a magical girl show with a Tumblr sexy man. Yeah, kinda. So I've unlocked all the levels. You don't start out with all these levels. Where's the fucking stage 1? Ah, there it is. And you don't start with this thing, the Tower of Tims. These little fluffy guys are the Tims, by the way. They are an utterly crazy, they're like Tamagotchis that you can raise, and you can feed them things, and you'll see this one has like little badges on his chest. They're barely visible. They get like little badges on their chest depending on what colors they've eaten, and when they've eaten enough of each color, they get a badge of each color, and then you can breed them together when they get fat enough by throwing them at each other. This is all completely orthogonal to the rest of the game, by the way. You do not need to engage with this at all, except I think sometimes it wants you to like build up the Tower of Tims enough that before you can progress, but you just do that by collecting gems in the levels. They're like chows, yeah. And this is a carryover, I think, from Yuji Naka and Naoto Oshima's other projects of like, yeah, Sonic Adventure, but also Nights. Nights had the A-Life system where there were like little creatures in each level that would like breed and like have families and die, and you could go through the entirety of Nights without ever realizing that was a system that existed in the game because it was so easy to miss. Yes, let's hop into a level. But I really like this idea of, because everything's like a theatre production, you have different costumes, and those different costumes give you different powers. That kind of just makes like intuitive sense to me, and is a really fun gimmick. And I think it feels great to pick up the gems as well. Alright, I was getting a weird audio glitch. I think so. Here's where the problems start to creep in. This is something that gets talked about a lot in like video essays about how YouTube videos about how bad a game it is. As you approach like NPCs, they do just sort of fade away. I think this is not the game being bad. I think it's that the game is unfinished. Yeah, they just peace out. I think this is a compromise with like they don't want to let you walk fully through them, but they also don't want these characters to like get in the way of gameplay. So they are uninteractable. Yeah, the fact that they just fade away is like, I don't know. It is ropey. Yeah, we get a key to unlock our first costume. We won't get any of the costume introduction dances. Every time you get a new costume, you do a little dance with the costume. Forgot what this one's called. I also disappear when people get too close to me. But yeah, this replaces your jump with like a kind of Crash Bandicoot style spin. Exactly, just become Crash Bandicoot. See, we're a better game already. Now, costumes are like a resource in this game. If you take damage, you lose the costume that you're currently wearing. Oh, there's an egg. Elect. So it can be a good idea to sometimes come back to levels and just farm out the costume. By waiting for it to respawn and collecting it over and over again. Because here's the thing. Costumes also carry over between levels. Like, if you ever find a dressing room spot, you can bring any costumes you found from any levels into, like, earlier or later levels. The fact that there are resources is a bit of a pain in the ass, because it does... They respawn, like, very slowly, and it isn't great to have to just wait there and pick up the costume several times. But I don't know, I also think sometimes it can be a nice, like, pace breaker. I don't want to go here. Anyway, we're about to be introduced to the game's villain, Lance. Lance is a moody emo boy. You kill enemies by either like doing your damaging attack into them or just jumping on their heads. But yeah, Lance is like the counterpart to Balan, and the observant amongst you will notice that means that their names are Balan and Lance, suggesting balance. Oh, isn't that clever? That's about the cleverest thing the game has going on, I will admit. Do I ship them? Of course. Yeah, I think the game is... I like how lush and colourful everything is. I think the designs of everything look great. The noises are really fun. The only problem with the game is the gameplay is a little bit jank, I will admit. I haven't got a way to... Yeah, Jumping Jack. That's what this costume's called. It is... You'd think it would be really useful, given that it extends your jump like this. But it is actually one of the more useless costumes in the game. I already collected that Balan statue. So yeah, there are hidden statues around the level as well. Yeah, it gives you like the Yoshi flutter. I mean, when you've got no other costumes, it's useful, but there's a tie-in novel. Wow, I did not know that. I need to get my hands on this tie-in Balan novel because I am Balan Wonderworld's strongest soldier, and I need to get my hands on more Balan content. Oh, I think that's my chance to get up there, but I've already collected the statues anyway, so. The tie-in novel has an entire storyline in it because the game doesn't tell you anything. This is true. I do think that the game has a slightly weird structure to it. With each level, you play like the first level, then you play the second level, and then at the end of the second level, it shows you what the person's like problem is in like a little cutscene. You fight a boss, and then the problem is immediately resolved. Hi there, sister. Hello. Now, one of the things I will not defend this game for is there are these like QTE scenes called the Balan bouts. They are miserable, and they're not really necessary. But you have to do them perfectly if you want the reward for them. And they are like QTEs where you have to press the button exactly as the silhouette lines up, and the timing changes all the time. Oh, that one's a mash. But these are bad. And the fact that you have to do them perfectly... This doesn't look great. No, I think this originally was going to be an entirely different game mechanic. I think you were going to actually fly around and do a mini game. I did it perfectly. I'm a absolute lord. But yeah, these are bad. Now that was only 4. So I got the gold hat. If you don't get even one less than perfect, you only get the silver hat. To get the gold hat is what you need to get the little trophies. There are so many trophies hidden in each level, and you need more trophies. Oh, thanks. Also, these little guys sometimes bring you stuff from the stage. They follow you in. Also, the different colors of these guys have different powers. Like, there's so much going on in this game, and so little of it matters. Yeah, winning the Balan bout also gives you a multiplier on how many gems you have, which you can then take back to the hub world. But I've already completed this level, so I get a rainbow drop. The use of rainbow drops is never explained to you. Oh, actually, yeah, it's never explained to you. There's a statue in the hub world that requires rainbow drops. What game is this, Mill? This is Balan Wonderworld. In fact, you asked me about it a couple of months ago. You were like, oh, what's that game you've been playing? Because you could see me playing it on PlayStation. And I told you that it's not good. And it isn't. It is very ropey. Oh my goodness! I got a white one. Like, white Tims are like the rarest spawn. That's cool. Hi there, Princess Brahma. I appreciate the greeting, but I'm not a lady. But yes, Yeah, this whole like Tim raising minigame, I won't explain too much because I think it's something that's best engaged with on your own time. Princess Brahma, sorry, I was going off the model. I'm deaf. Well, that's perfectly understandable. My model does look very, very femme. I tried to make him as flat-chested as possible to reflect my real life physique, but where was I? But yeah, there is a reason to engage with the Tim farming and breeding. In fact, it's a game that almost, it's a reason that almost trivializes the entire game. That I will show off at some point. But I need you to experience Balan how it's intended to be played first. Because I think this level has like one of the most useless costumes in it. Yeah, this level I think tends to make people feel quite ill. Because of the way the like geometry like folds out before you. When do we get to watch the farmer cut up the dance floor? It's basically the only thing I know about the game. Oh, soon enough, don't worry. We'll watch the farmer throw some shapes. The land is breathing. Yeah, I mean, like, it can be really distracting at first, but these little, like, pops and, like, bubble effects that are, like, going around, I think give the... I don't know, I found them very distracting to begin with, but now I kind of like them. It's like the whole place is, like, I don't know, like, has this, like, rhythm to it. Is there any reason for me... Oh, yes, there is a reason for me to go up here. Yeah, I think a lot of people lose their lunch at this effect with the world, like, holding out before you. Anyway, it's football. Nice. Hell yeah. Bit of footy. Nothing wrong with that. You don't get to keep this cute football costume though, which is a shame. What's weird is once you've picked up costumes, you can't return back to your, like, base form. You have to be in these, like, these different costumes. You can only return to your base form, I think, by going back to the hub world and, like, unequipping all your costumes. But yeah, like, one of the things that I think I will get into presently is how chill this game is with letting you sort of break its rules. Like, it's hard to explain, but, like, yeah, all of this stuff that you can jump on, like, everything that you can see has, like, a hitbox, and if you want to, you can just, like, yeah, skip out parts of the level by jumping over stuff. And the game doesn't sort of, like, get in your way for it. Which, I don't know, I kind of like, and I miss when games were this sort of freeform, and I mean, I think there was an era when, you know, games that looked like this were much more sort of rigid. In, like, you know, like Crash Bandicoot, for example, does not want you to go out of bounds at any time for any reason, and will kill you instantly for doing so. One of the things I think is a bit weird about the game is how all the, like, NPC characters, all their dances are like synchronized, so it gives us, it has a bit of an uncanny feel to it sometimes. The speedruns for this are wild. Yeah, I can imagine they are, because like the game just lets you fully sequence break if you want to. Yeah, luckily this is one of the few stages that does this. And I think it, you know, much like Super Mario Galaxy, it's like, it's a trick to try and make the game feel more... Oh, shit. Well, now I have no way of getting down there. Crud. Really want to lose that costume. That's fine. Yeah, you'll often see stuff like this, and you just these are the worst kind of puzzles, I think. Games where, like the puzzles where it's just like, oh, you just need the costume. This is a lock, and the costume is the key. I much prefer it when there are like puzzles or like obstacles that the game lets you solve in multiple ways. Like there's another puzzle, like lock key style puzzle here, which is that what's this one called? Pounding Pig. Just lets you do a ground pound. And that is like literally it. You need Pounding Pig to do the ground pound to solve those puzzles. It's lame. I don't like that style of puzzle in any video game. Just like here's a lock, and now you need to go get the key. The way the stages move does in fact make me violently ill. Well, I won't think less of you for looking away until we're done with this this stage, which isn't going to be too long actually. There's a ton of like extra stuff to see here, but I'm not really going to see much of it because I haven't got any of the costumes to access it. Or I do, but I'm going to pretend that I don't. Get rid of Pounding Pig. I'm sort of looking back every couple of minutes. I wonder if I can damage him with the dragon. Nice. The land unfolding, it's like Animal Crossing World, but in reverse. In that it, like, rather than it being on like a rolling pin that like moves towards you, it's like you're on the inside of a sphere somehow. We burned that critter to death. I think the enemies are called the Negati, because they represent like negative emotions. Like I won't pretend that the gameplay or the story of this game is particularly sophisticated. It is all very like standard anime, sort of like people have an undefined, vague, like, you know, sadness or problem, and then they overcome it through the power of just, you know, friendship and dance or whatever. It's utter sort of like, I don't know. In one sense, it's very like simplistic, and the other sense, it's kind of comfortingly like fluff. Like it's like cotton candy. You don't really have to like digest it. It's like, it is like a lot of like magical girl shows. It's like Precure in some ways, although even Precure I think is more sophisticated in its storytelling. Like a Precure. Yeah, I mean, I think Precure has a bit more going on sometimes. Like my favorite series of Precure, Hugto Precure, has like this whole thing about like employment anxiety, and how like how careerism can like crush your hopes and dreams. This doesn't really have anything that complex going on. And you're about to see this is about the. Why didn't we get? Why aren't we getting the cutscene? It's meant to take me. Does it show it to me now? Oh, I guess choose which costumes I want to bring with me. I'm good with these, I think. Yeah, okay. We get to see the cutscene. This one is bananas. Yes, this guy's just growing his corn. He even is growing his corn in the shape of a corn. But yeah, a tornado ruined his cornfield. I'm here for aggressive corn action. Country girls get it done. Well, country girls make do, isn't it? A cornado, that's good. But yeah, his negative emotions have turned him into a demon or something. Can I attack with fire? Oh! Fuck. I fell off. Well, there goes one of my costumes. That was a complete unforced error on my part. I seem to have lost another costume there. I need to wait for him to be stunned, and then I hit him with the wolf. There we go. Farmer Ted has Devil Trigger. Hey, you just have to hit them 3 times, do damage to them. They get harder to figure out how to deal damage to them. And then I think you get a trophy for each way of dealing damage you used. I thought to beginning with it was depending on which costumes you use to score the damage, but I think it is just how you make, like, how you made him vulnerable. So there I should get 3 trophies. Now, the first time you complete each level, this dance number is sung in a nonsense Balan language, and then the second time, it's sung in English, and it alternates each time you complete the level. Now, unfortunately, I don't think the song, like, changes at all. I don't know whether the lyrics do, because I've never really paid that much attention. But it is basically the same, more or less the same animation, just different, like, characters and different... The stage looks slightly different, but it is the same dance every time. But it turns out that's all the farmer needed. It turns out one of his corn plants survived, so...
Is this story based? Not this time.
Not based. The gay corn... Story of the gay corn? Not based. Happy Pride. So yeah, I got 3 trophies because I damaged the boss 3 ways. I let him get vulnerable when he tried to ground pound me. He was vulnerable after he threw a tornado at me, and he was vulnerable when I did the ground pound when he was on the tower. It's very abstract and not necessarily super rewarding to find all the different ways of damaging the bosses, but it is a kind of fun complexity to the game that it doesn't really explain. I wish I could get a musical number when I start feeling slightly less sad. Yeah, I mean, you know, I wish I had a whole like dance troupe would come and do a little dance number to pick me up when I'm down. Yeah, I think there's a lot to like about this game. I think the designs are really cute. The music and the sounds are really good. I think the visuals are really lush. The gameplay's a little bit ropey. Like, as you can see, my character just sort of like snaps into different directions. Your jump feels bad, and I believe that's because people complained when the demo was released that your walk speed is too slow. So they made the run speed faster, but they didn't change the jump. So you kind of like... Your jump feels like it kills your momentum, because it does. It is also like a very simple, like, one-button game. Like, I'll show you the controls. They're not super complicated. Movement on the left stick, change costumes on the shoulder buttons, and then every face button is jump or costume ability. And that doesn't mean you have 4 costume abilities. You have 1 costume ability per costume. Some of the costumes... Oh no, I don't want to do that. Resume playing. Some of the costumes cannot jump. They only have a costume ability. And that's another thing that people have kind of complained about, is that, like, oh, some of the costumes can't jump. I think that's fine, because it means that you have to be somewhat strategic about which costumes you have with you at any given time. You'll usually want one that can jump. And I think it gives each of the costumes a more, like, unique feel. That they have distinct strengths and weaknesses. Some of them can jump, some of them can attack. Very few of them can jump and attack. Dom, we are your dance troupe. Rai, we are his Fujantarage. That's good. Yeah, I like that. Some good wordplay. Yeah, you'll notice that I have the 3 costumes I finished the last level with still available to me. I'm just going to go into the dressing room because I can just pull out any costumes that I want.
Do a jump, don't an attack. Do a jump, don't an attack.
Don't an attack. That's good. But yeah, all these costumes... I haven't even collected some of the costumes on different levels, or if I have, I've lost all of them. I don't know where you get that costume, but it should be in this level somewhere, and that one too. So you know what I might do? I might show you the Balan costume. I'll bring with me as well Jelly Jolt and... who else? Bring one of my favorite costumes. Aircat and Frost Fairy are really cool, but it's a shame that later on in the game, a lot of the powers have a lot of overlap with one another. Like I think Air Unicorn is just like better than Frost Fairy and Aircat. It is just like a better version of those. Pounding robot. So Jelly Jolt is one of these things that can attack and jump at the same time because its jumping is like an electrical thing. I think the unicorn is pretty gay. Pretty gay costume. But the unicorn is ridiculously overpowered. Because you can just basically fly. However, the Balan costume, which I will not tell you how to unlock. Well, I will tell you, you unlock it by engaging with the Tim breeding, and that's all I'm going to say. You have to look up a guide, because it is ridiculously hard, and even when you know what you're doing, it's a massive grind. But this costume renders the game completely trivial. So I recommend you don't get it until you're about halfway through the game already, because look what you can do. You can just fully fly. There is a limit to how long you can fly for. Like once you start like wobbling like that, it's over, and you've got to go and land. But yeah, I could now if I wanted to just fly straight to the end. In fact, I could probably do it with Air Unicorn. You could just walk to the end of the level. The first time you play this level, you won't have the costumes to get over there. But I do love that the game just lets you do that if you want to. Like, there we go. We completed the level. Ooh, I haven't picked up this before. Yeah, there are different trophies to collect in each level. And you sometimes need to pass like trophy collection thresholds to get to later levels. So it's worth exploring the levels a bit. But I think one of the things that helps with that is that the levels are generally, I think, quite fun to explore. And yeah, they aren't, particularly precious about like giving you flat stuff to walk on. Like I can probably get over here and just stand here because there's a thing to stand on, so I can be here. I kind of like this. I don't know how. I think a lot of people see this and are like, oh, the game's ropey and silly because it lets you go wherever you want. But I kind of like that. And yeah, I think the environments are really lush. I don't know whether I want... So one of the Jelly Jolt's powers is that it can stand in water. There are a bunch of costumes, actually, that can swim, and they're to do with these levels. Maybe I should have bought a different one other than Jelly Jolt. But you want to be very careful with the Balan costume, because if you take damage, you lose it, and you have to unlock it again, and it is not easy to unlock. Yes, Zero Hour, were you reacting to me mentioning Tim breeding? Gotta breed your Tims correctly if you want access to Balan. There are certain areas in some of the levels that are literally like backstage areas that you're not supposed to, well, you are supposed to see, but like kind of buy into the idea that this is like a theater production because they're like changing rooms. I think there's one in every stage. I'll just fly around a little bit to see if I can find it. Yeah, as you can tell, like this power does sort of trivialize the game a little bit. Like normally collecting all these little blips would be much harder. In fact, I can show it exactly how hard. Is there like a... costume change point around here. Yeah, I was hoping you weren't just sharing with us your nefarious scheme to to lock some Tims in a room. Let's go get some different costumes. Yeah, Jisri, if you lose Balan, like, as you can see, each costume has a little count by it, and that's how many of them you have. And if you deplete it down to 0, you just don't have that costume anymore. You can't bring it with you. I currently have 0 Balans in my like wardrobe because I've got the 1 Balan you can get. If you lose him, you have to go and unlock him again, which isn't as bad as getting him the first time, but is still a bit of a grind. So I would rather not lose Balan if possible. Metal Bad Boy. Yeah, let's bring Metal Bad Boy with us. I want to replace Jelly Jolt with Dynamic Dolphin. There we go, Bubble Blower. Whoops, no, I wanted to bring Metal Bad Boy. Fuck. Metal Bad Boy is Smurl's cyberpunk name. Chrome Bad Boy. Metal Bad Boy is one of the characters that these puzzles are not even puzzles. In fact, you don't even really need these costumes to get through the level, but you find these stages hidden around. There are musical costumes. If you just get on the stage, you play a little solo and you get some currency. That's it. Nothing else. Also, I like that this costume is called Bubble Blower because it sounds like an insult. You fucking bubble blower, mate. Uh-oh. Fuck. Yeah, as you can see, getting those, like, teardrops, which were up there, can be a real challenge. Especially if you need to do things like this, where you maneuver in between. Right, fucked it. Not fighting the Nagati again. Hi there, Itsuki. I haven't finished work, so do not otsukare-sama me. I mean, I have finished work, technically. I don't have a job anymore. Oh, what did I do this for? I don't want to play this fucking bout. What am I doing? I just autopiloted into this. I haven't finished work. I know you work hard every day. Working in the discourse mines. Yo! Oh, I did it perfectly. I'm usually pretty bad at these. And they get longer as well. Like later ones in the game are like 8 prompts long. I need some power scaling between Balan versus Goku. Within the dream world, I think technically Balan, because he's, you know, he's kind of the master of the realm here. I want this crystal. What a better thing to do is to I need to defeat all these guys. Is to collect all of the crystals in the level and then do the Balan bout, because then you get the multiplier on like the full number of crystals. You can also, some levels have multiple Balan bouts, so you can collect all the crystals, do the bout, and then do the next one, and you get like even more crystals. Little side bit there I could have gone to. Harder question. Balan versus Knights. I mean, I feel like they're kind of the same character in a lot of ways, so I don't know. Yeah, whoever the writer wants to win. Like Rai said. The Stanley answer. Yeah, I'll show you feeding the Tims. Why not? And I'll try and make one of them large enough to get pregnant. So what you do to feed the Tims is you go and stand in one of these flower patches, matching the color of the pellets you'd like to feed them, and you just press jump. And then they come to eat the crystals. Now, if they eat too many of the one color, it will like change their color a little bit, and that changes what powers they have. Like red ones, I think, can attack enemies. Yellow ones, I forget what they do. I think blue ones and purple ones can like dissolve certain energy barriers in levels. And there's a thing you can do to try and like, so like let's say let's grab one of these guys. Right, see this one right here? No. This one here. Can I go into, like, photo mode? Yes, I can. Right. See. Oh, we can't quite... Ah, yeah, there we go. We can kind of see the medals on its chest. Can't really get a good angle on it, unfortunately. But it's got two medals. It's got a little red one and a blue one. So I would need to feed him the purple crystals to get him all three medals. And that's the thing you want to do if you're like doing the bin breeding. Here's a little trick for it, in case any... I'm saying this like any of you are going to fucking play this. I want to feed him the purple one. So I bring him over here, throw him over there, and then I chuck the crystals, and then I want to pick up all the ones that aren't getting eaten. Right. And now do that again. So I can save as many of the ones that are not being eaten by the one I actually want to feed. Come on, pal. I need you to get the other medal. I'm running out of pellets. Does he have the third medal yet? Can't tell. Not yet, I don't think. Hi there, Inverti. Why are you playing the Balan Wonderworld? I like Balan Wonderworld. I am its strongest soldier, and I will defend it. I think there's a lot to like about it. It's not like, you know, I'm not saying it's like, you know, game of the year or anything. It's not like a, I don't know, like a hidden gem or anything. I just think that people gave it a really harsh time. When I think, like, you know, a lot of, like, quote-unquote, like, gamers just aren't interested in this kind of, like, I don't know, more cutesy, silly... Ah, there we go. It's got the 3 medals now. That was worth doing, wasn't it? None of them have gotten big enough to get pregnant yet. That's weird. Feed them some more of these. Merle says Balan is game of the decade. You know, I'd say it's one of the games of the decade. It was a game that came out in a decade. Yeah, no, I feel like people were overly critical of it because it isn't, you know, it isn't Splinter Cell, it isn't Call of Duty, it isn't, you know, I don't think it's trying to be any of those things. It's trying to be a very sort of cutesy, simplistic, you know, there we go, this one's big enough to get preggers. And what you do when you want to breed them is you pick up a different one and you just throw them at each other. And you lay an egg. And then you touch the egg. And he hatched the egg. Fascinating. Merle, nobody's cared about Splinter Cell in quite some time now. Yeah, that's a weird reference, isn't it? Don't know why, yeah, like, that's my... I don't know, like, you know, that's my go-to, like, mental reference for, like, that kind of tactical, like, you know, gritty, like, military shooter style games that I don't have much interest in at all, if I'm being honest. And that maybe shows how little interest I have in them, that I haven't updated my priors since, like, Splinter Cell. Anyway, back to Dolphin World. You're all like baffled by the fact that that's my frame of reference. But yeah, I don't know, like, the platforming levels are kind of painful to play. Yeah, I mean, like, I won't pretend that the game is, you know, is perfect. It is very ropey. There's a lot of mechanics that are, like, poorly thought out, that don't really sort of, like, work. Like, the Balan bouts, I think, are bad. They're just, like, QTE events. And you have to do them perfectly to get the reward from them. I think that's silly. They should be a lot more forgiving. Or just not exist. Or they should have had a full game mechanic. Like, I think there's a lot about this game that's clearly unfinished. And so I find it difficult to be too critical of it. Because, yeah, it just feels like... Yeah, it just feels like the game wasn't properly, like... wasn't finished. And I don't know, I'm a sucker for seeing what a game could have been instead of what a game actually is. Like, it is a very sort of family game, but also it's mostly a kid's game. Like, the simplistic one-button inputs, I think, are evidence of that. That they didn't want the game to be, like, bogged down in too many complicated mechanics, so instead the game has basically no mechanics at all. Key? Oh yeah, this is one of the more baffling costumes, which at first you'd think would be really good. This is Telepotter. It's a pot that allows you to teleport, but not very far. So it's basically useful for getting through these kind of obstacles and basically nothing else. And then sometimes you end up stuck in them anyway. Yeah, I find the game really relaxing to play because it doesn't make that many, like, you know, difficult demands of you as a player. And so, yeah, I think it can be very sort of, I don't know, kind of chill. And I also like I like the expressiveness and the experimental play of it, of like bringing costumes from later levels into earlier levels to see, what areas you can access that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to see. Like, I don't know how you get over here normally. I don't think you can unless you've brought a costume like the one I have right now. I mean, admittedly, the Balan costume does, like I said, trivialize the game a bit too much. But I think it's a fun reward for like the massive grind you have to go through to get it. It's almost sort of, fair enough that it's this broken. I will say the PS5 version definitely looks better than the version I got. Yeah, this is the PS5 version. On Switch, this game runs, or used to run, very poorly. I don't know if they ever patched it. I can't imagine that they did, because I don't think they had the game. I don't think they had the budget to finish the game, let alone be patching it and giving it post-release support. There's a Switch 2 update. I wonder what they added to it. It's a neat platform, but I don't know why you'd pick it over Hat in Time. Yeah, Hat in Time is a much more polished game, I will say. Like, I really love Hat in Time as well. In fact, I have considered streaming that at some point. Yeah, I think if you were in a shop and you had in front of you Balan Wonderworld or Hat in Time, and you had to choose which one you want to buy with your $30 or your £30 or whatever for your Switch, I would say pick Hat in Time hands down every time. However, this game is not $30 anymore. I don't think. At least if it is, man, they saw you coming. Because I bought this game for, I think, 300 yen in Japan. That's about £2. And if it's between Hat in Time for like $30 or whatever, or this for $2, Hat in Time is still the better game. But this is only $2. And I think if you are like me and you enjoy games where you just sort of walk about and look at stuff and you don't like, I don't know, these kind of games I don't get stressed by when I play, even if I'm dying repeatedly, because I just see it as like, I don't know, it's like what I've talked about on stream before, which is that it's like playing dolls. This whole game is like an elaborate set of dolls that you can just sort of play with and have fun. And maybe you have to make your own fun a little bit. And that is certainly a criticism. Trading an onigiri for this game. Hey, when I was living in Japan, I could afford both. I wasn't that poor. I remember the time when each tech store had one singular PS4 copy of this game hidden away somewhere. Yeah, I mean, and I can see why they'd want to hide it, because if you did buy this from a store for full price, you'd probably feel a little bit narked that it's not very good, and that no one will have warned you that it's not very good. There we go, another costume. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Double jumper. Oh, a double jump. Sick. Now I can double jump. Anyway. Whee! That would have been a sick costume to actually get back when I needed a double jump. And before I could do this. Like, there's even meant to be a boss fight there, which I'm not going to engage with. That's just Sonic. What, the costume? Kinda. Kinda. It's more like Blaze the Cat, I think. Oh, I can't. I have to go and do the boss. Well, there's me, Telt. Oh, maybe I've already completed this level, which is why I can't. Yeah, no, I think I've already. It's not that I haven't done the boss; it's that I've already completed this level without. Right. So yeah, to refresh the levels, you have to go and fight the boss. Otherwise, you can't get the rainbow drop at the end. Anyway, this one's pretty dark, this story. The diver, she's having fun with her dolphin buddy. Until the dolphin just straight up tries to fucking murder her. Yeah, Totsugeki is right. Friendship with dolphin ended. That's on brand for a dolphin, actually. Straight up tried to murder this chick. The stories are so weird. One of them is guy loses at chess. Well, it's that, yeah, he feels like his career is over. Anyway, this boss is weird, isn't it? With the Josuke hair. Oh, actually, I want to... There's one of the damages, which is use Jelly Jolt to reflect one of those jellyfish back at him. Third damage. Swim over to him with that thing. With Dynamic Dolphin. I don't know what the third damage method is. Oh, it must be to, like, reflect one of these back at him. There we go. That wasn't too hard. Oh, yeah, the lady who was trying to teach a dolphin language. Yeah, that's how I found out that, like, a dolphin has enough muscles down there to, like, crush your hand. By reading that story, I mean, like, that I was reading the story and they said that, you know, that's true. I wasn't trying to teach a dolphin language. So this is normally what the songs are like, which is sung in weird Balan language. Hold on! What? The stage just made a very sussy shape. Be careful where you're putting those fucking L pieces, alright? Yuji Naka, you criminal. You're on notice. The dolphin is still evil. How did it solve anything? Well, you're about to see. We did our dance number. It turns out the dolphin isn't evil. It was an accident. She just thought the dolphin was evil because it bumped her by accident. It can happen to anyone. She doesn't even need breathing apparatus anymore. Like I've said, and I feel the need to stress multiple times, I'm not, I'm not gonna defend the game's storytelling or plot or anything. It is all very simplistic, just, fluff. But somehow that is, to me, kind of endearing, because I don't know, it's cozy. I like the coziness of it. We could skip ahead to go and look at some later stages. I don't remember which ones are funny. Chess one is pretty good. Did they install iron lung cybernetics in the hospital? Yeah, she got that one like perk from Deus Ex that lets you breathe underwater. I unironically think that cyberpunk, like a lot of the slang in that is really cool. I like calling people choom. I really, really like when you say that you're going to leave somewhere or you're going to move, they say, let's delta. I think that's cool. Like, delta as in like the mathematical symbol for like a change in something. That's good. Like, let's change our position. Let's delta. I might play Cyberpunk on stream one day. Let's play the next level. She and that dolphin deltaed out of town. Let's delta the fuck out of here. Let's Omega. The girl who's gaga for bugs. Boing. Oh, I need a key. Well, I say need. I don't really need that costume. It's lame. I think, actually... Yeah, one of the things I didn't point out about Teleporter is that Teleporter can't jump because it can teleport. But the teleporting is nowhere near as useful as a jump. I'll show it off here, because it's funny. I think this costume can jump. But you see that little light that comes on and off? That turns off randomly. You have no way to control it. I can't even remember what the light's for. But there's a lot of costumes in this which they do their thing randomly, and you just sort of have to, like, deal with it. No, I don't want this costume on. Yeah, I kind of like the way some of the costumes have, like, I don't know, like a life of their own. They choose what they want to do when they want to do it. Now, you know what? I don't need to fight these guys. I can just leave. Oops. If shit sucks, just hit the bricks. Oh, did you see the giant woman? I don't think I've really been pointing out how, like, yeah, a lot of the characters whose, like, life problems these are, like, just in the stage. Like, there she is. She's gone. I also like preem. I think preem is a good slang. Whoops. It's fine. Preem is something could say right now. Yeah. In Japan, it makes a special sense because a lot of things are marketed as premium. Like, premium is one of those like English words that Japan is really keen on. costume did I want to bring? I only have one dusk butterfly, really. I think I'll bring Balan. This is like in Mario Odyssey, where like you think you're going out of bounds, only to find that the game devs already thought of you getting up here. Whereas in Mario Odyssey, I found it like deflating every time that happened. In this game, I kind of like it, that like it's almost like encouraging you to do this kind of weird shit and go outside of what looks to be the play area. Right, apparently I must have already completed this level. Move on to stage 2. I think I'll bring Game Breaker McGamebreaker face. Yeah, I mean, yeah, why would you ever bring any other costume? This is why I was a little reluctant to tell you how to get the Balan costume. It is fun to use, like it. I guess one of the things I haven't talked about is how, yeah, the Balan costume does feel like really fun to use. It feels like flying in a dream would. You sort of like hold the button to like glide, and you build up speed, or you can press like jump to like do these like repeated like jumps to gain altitude. And yeah, I'm just in full on Game Breaker McGamebreaker face at the moment. I want to find more hidden costumes that I haven't collected. I wonder how high up this level goes. Pretty high. Oh, there's a roof here. Right, from on high I should be able to see every part of the level, including any hidden bits that I've not been to before. Rainbow drop. Nerf John Wonderland. Make him more powerful. I unlocked the character that lets me instantly beat the game by breeding chickens in the first level. So the thing is, you won't be able to get him for quite some time because of the way the Tim breeding works. You need a lot of crystals of every color, and it will be a really unpleasant grind to get that many before you've like completed the first level. Where's Dusk Butterfly? There it is. Give me the key. So Dusk Butterfly can kind of fly, but only when it's night. And that's how they stop this one from being ridiculously overpowered. At least raising Chow was fun. I mean, was it that fun? It was basically the same deal. You run through the levels and collect stuff, and then you just throw them at the Chow. Chow are actually, in some senses, less interactive than the Tims in this game. I mean, you could take them as virtual pets, I suppose, which you can't do in this game. Oh, there she is. Oh, fuck. Inadvertently stumbled into the boss arena. Can I just, like... Yeah, I can. Ha! Just walk straight past. Yeah, close fight. I was sweating for a second there. Simply walk away. Yeah, like, I guess I don't want to missell this game as anything it's not. I find it very charming, and I think there's a lot of neat ideas it has. In particular, like, I haven't really shown it off that much, but I think the costumes have some cool gimmicks to them. Like, I've been using Game Breaker McGame Breaker Face, but like, if I just use Sickle Slinger, Web Warrior, and Lovely Lantern Slugs, man. This is just the girl's normal face under John Wonderland's hat. Yeah. See, she just likes bugs. But everyone thinks she's weird for it. So she becomes a demon, I guess. It's not clear to me whether these bosses like are the problem or whether they're like a monstrous form the person takes on when they're possessed by the negative emotions. Bonk. But yeah, Sickle Slinger can't jump, but it can throw these sickles. And sling them, if you will. Web Warrior, or Web Wrangler, sorry, can walk on spiderwebs unimpeded, whereas the other costumes get slowed down, I think. I wonder if I can, like... No, I was going to try and, like, clash with it. Considering the Dolphin Girl had Josuke, I think it's just the emotion running wild. Yeah, maybe. She didn't look much like Josuke herself, did she? Now, I wonder if I can deflect this. Nope. Jumping on top of it, maybe? Nope. Ah, well. Help. Help. Yeah, I don't really know what to do about these. Why would I want to do that? Hi there, Joshua Shiles. I do not have a Discord command set up. I should set one up. Although I prefer to personally invite people to my Discord so that I know that they are cool people. I'm not saying you're not a cool person, but you know, welcome to the stream. Demonstrate your coolness to me, and I will send you an invite. It's not difficult to impress me, I will say. as you may be able to tell by the fact that I am currently playing a game some people call one of the worst games ever made. They're wrong. Oh, so the music does change. I was wrong about that. I thought it was the same music. Yeah, this is all a little bit abstract. I think like these dance numbers, I can kind of see what they were going for, but they are a bit silly. I mean, like, I think the good thing about them is they're skippable and quite short, so they don't overstay their welcome. Which is more than I can say for some cutscenes in more widely acclaimed games. They don't super relate to the emotion much. No, they don't really relate to anything. Although I do like this story is kind of cool in that it's not her that needs to change. Like, all the kids were being like, you know, mean to her because she likes bugs and they think she's creepy. But it turns out it's the other kids that needed to change, not her. You know, she showed them her special interest, and they were all like, "Oh, actually, this is kind of cool." Isn't that nice? You know. Joshua has already left, so something tells me they weren't looking to join the Discord for good reasons. Yeah, I mean, that's precisely why I think having a Discord command set up like that could be, you know, not a good thing. Oh, Zero, I can send you an invite. I can send you an invite like that if I, Well, I say that. Where's Discord? Where are you? You're in Remy's Discord somewhere, but I cannot see where. I'll send you an invite when I'm done streaming. Probably it's not that interesting to listen to me faff with my my Discord. Oh, and yes, my mods can send you invites as well. I'm gonna skip ahead to one of the later levels because I think they are fun. Let's go to this one. To be honest, Balan is marginally better than Alan Wake 2. Yeah, I mean, you know, this game might be ropey, but the jankiness and the ropiness, I think, are sort of things you can look past and get around. Like, the core of it is just a very simplistic platformer. Oh, yeah. Oh, did I got the key, didn't I? You'll notice that it... Wait. I thought I had a key. You'll notice that I didn't bring the... Ah, there's the key. I didn't get given a spider costume. I just happened to luck into having the spider costume on me. But yeah, this puzzle is lame. you just like lock on to these things and then turn the cog. Boring. Bad puzzle. Wait. That's a slow-ass Beyblade. Yeah. Whatever. Oh, here we go. RE6 gives me Stockholm Syndrome. It's awful, but by God, do I love seeing Chris and Leon together. I played it a little bit before I started streaming. I've got to say it didn't give me a positive first impression. This is just much more standard platforming than you get elsewhere in this game. It won't give you a positive second or third impression either. What's strange to me is that it seemed like it didn't really want to, like... What am I doing? I don't want to go over there and do the Balan bout. I hate those things. Ooh, Balan statue. You know what that means. One of RE6 Ada levels is essentially POV you're in someone's cum jar. Not again. Many problems, one solution. Fly there with Balan. This, as far as I'm aware, is just like a legit puzzle. It's hard to get up this slope, and I think you have to use... I mean, you can just use Balan to fly up here, but... Ooh, hidden egg. Whatever. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about the Discord thing. Yeah, that's the reason I have like my Discord set to have like a questionnaire before you can join, and I tend to personally send out invites or like delegate that to one of my intelligent and charismatic mods. Handsome, beautiful mods. Because yeah, otherwise, like, there are people who seem to just hunt me down from Twitter and want to, like, litigate my Twitter follows with me, or, like, I don't know, like, have a go at me over stuff. I can't remember if this is the level I'm thinking of. No, it isn't. Damn. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, yeah, it is. It is. It is. Okay, cool. This level has a hilarious glitch in it where... Oh, it won't do it now, but that thing... That spawns two rainbow drops. And if you go back to the checkpoint over here... and fly over there again, it's meant to spawn them again. I don't know whether it will now because I've... Oh no, there it is. So this is a little trick for farming out rainbow drops, which I won't tell you why you would want to do that, but this level, level 6, Act 2, how you farm your rainbow drops out. A bit tedious, but... you gotta do what you gotta do. This is also where we get one of my favourite costumes that almost immediately gets rendered obsolete. Where is a key? I like Air Cat a lot. It is just Air Unicorn, but less good. But I think the costume looks cute. And I'm right, it does. I realize I am playing through a lot of these levels and just immediately like skipping through most of them because I have the Balan costume. I should actually try playing them properly.
Amel is Aircat 2.
Oh, actually, these things can eat your Tims, so I need to be careful. Alright, I've got all 5 of them. None of them have been eaten. If the Tims get eaten, you legit do just, like, lose them. And you have to, like, either save them from the plant by going and defeating the plant, or if you leave the level, I think you just lose them, and you have to go and get another Tim. Now, I will say, the cat is fine. The cat is fine. He's okay. Nothing bad happens to the cat. But I think this story is very funny. This girl just loves her cat so much. And she sees a car heading towards the cat and simply runs away. Crazy reaction to seeing a car charging at your cat is to simply run away. Oh, I just knocked myself. Yeah. I just knocked out one of my cables and my sound cut out. I'm back. Right. Where was I? Damn. So this, like, jack-o'-lantern guy can, like, throw punches. Oh, yeah, she has the fucking Zawardo. To gain immunity to Zawardo, you have to get that time bunny or something. I forgot what it's called. I need another key to get the time rabbit. I can't knock those over because I haven't got the punch one either. Fuck. There's a key! Ah, there's a key. Motherfucker. As long as I don't lose Balan, everything's fine. So now I have Time Rabbit. If she tries to do her freezing time trick, it won't work, I think. Yeah. Come on now. I thought that would let me damage her. Nope. There we go. It's all gone a bit Blinks the Time Sweeper. I do think there's something to be said about how the level that is based on being worried that your cat might die has the time pausing power, like as though, you know, like time freezes for a second and your heart's in your mouth. Like a lot of the costumes sort of tie into the themes of the levels. Like there are some levels which, you know, are about wanting like a sense of freedom, and they tend to be the ones that have the like flying powers or like really good mobility powers in. Anyway, if I just dance, maybe my cat will be fine. In the level where you're worried that your cat might have died, you beat up your cat. Yeah, I mean, this... It's one of these things that I don't think makes a lot of sense about the game, is that, yeah, like, what the Negati are, like, negative emotions, but they take on these, like, weird... These, like, weird forms. Daisan no Bakudan, Pizza Dasto! The cat is fine. It didn't even walk into the road to begin with. I didn't need to turn my back on it. No, we don't need to reverse time. It's just that nothing bad happened. The cat was fine. The cat was fine. She thought it wasn't going to be fine, but the cat was fine. You know, as I said, it's not exactly you know, it's not exactly Shakespeare, but let's. Oh, I think this has another level that is lose your lunch territory, I'm afraid. The cat didn't even turn into a plant. The former champion who's stuck in the... Yeah, this is lose your lunch territory. This is another one of these levels that is like... can be really complicated to navigate your way through, or... if you have Balan, it's really easy. I mean, all levels are easy with Balan. But, it's, like, look how massive this level is. And how absolutely, like, I don't know, it does not fulfill this promise of, like, oh, look how huge the level is. There could be loads of fun things to do. There's a couple of, like, fun things to explore, but the majority of this level is quite linear, if you just follow the path. But I don't know, I also do like how there's so many like little side bits of this level that seemingly have nothing really going on other than just collecting some crystals. Like, if like me, you're sort of easily impressed and you like just sort of milling around levels looking at stuff, Balan Wonderworld is a feast for the eyes. If you want sort of like interesting game mechanics and like, I don't know, like technical mastery over like really complex move sets and systems, Balan Wonderworld will probably leave you quite hungry. I mean, I'm starting to feel a bit motion sick at this. I don't know about you. You're kidding me, I've not collected that statue before. If I recall correctly, they had some Gen AI assistance for the level layout. I mean, I don't see how that could have been true for 2020 era. But also, like, I mean, I'm not saying that couldn't have happened. The levels are sort of a bit of a mess. I don't normally get motion sick, but something about these levels is really doing it. It is a baffling choice. I will say. Catch my egg. Rather than risk losing our lunch, let's go. I think the second level of. I remember hearing about this the same time the game came out. I mean, it wouldn't. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it couldn't have happened. I'm not sure what kind of assistance they would have gotten though. I think the level layout, like level layouts, is something that I don't think even current day Gen AI would really be able to do for you. At least I can listen when they come up. This is the chess one that was mentioned earlier. Yes, yeah, and there's very bizarre. I don't know whether I can make it with this costume. Oh, I can, but only just. What am I doing here? It's entirely possible I'm misremembering. I like I said, I don't mean to come across like I'm doubting you or calling into question your information here. I mean, I know that Sega have not been, hostile to the ideas of using AI. I mean, as recently they disclosed they've been using Gen AI in Crazy Taxi. It's not clear to me the extent to which they're using it. And again, I'm not trying to defend them. But my old workplace would have said the same about our Gen AI usage, because it basically forced every coder to use Gen AI. So whilst our company said that we're using Gen AI, what they meant was that, like, we forced every coder in our team to use Claude Code. I think Sega might be using Gen AI to actually generate, like, art assets and stuff, which is a lot more, like, egregious than using the AI coding tools. Because here's the thing, I think AI coding tools are kind of useful. I don't know that they are worth the money and worth the environmental cost that a lot of these AI models are, like, cost to run. But they are useful. Like, they do make some of the easy things easier. They make some of the harder things harder, unfortunately. Why am I chasing this little punk? Punch him. Yeah, no, I do love that Balan's costume just allows you to go, you know what, I'm bored of this, I'm going to fly over here now. Sega's Gen AI says we're using it for concept, but don't worry, it won't be in the final game. That's somehow like almost to me. I mean, using any Gen AI is bad, but like they're like, oh, we're just using it to generate concepts. We're not. You don't worry, it won't be in the final product. I'm just like, that's worse. Like, you're telling me you're so creatively bankrupt you can't even come up with your own fucking concepts and like concept art. Like, that's the most important stage in a game development, I think, is when you're coming up with the ideas of what the game is going to be and what it's going to look like. Using AI to do that is like, right, you don't have an idea for a game then. Like, using it for other art assets is still bad because everyone involved in the process deserves to get paid for doing stuff, and I think devaluing artists and like sound designers and what have you by replacing with AI is really shitty. But like, using it at the concept stage is like, again, personally for me, it's somehow the worst time to use AI stuff. Like, they think that that's exonerating. Like, oh, don't worry, we're only using it for concept art. And I'm like, that's the one time you should not use it. I mean, you shouldn't use it at all, but that's like the worst time to use it, I think. Like, everything else is indefensible, but that one is like somehow more like damning of your own creative abilities. Like, it's shitty but capitalist to use Gen AI at any point in your creative process, but using it at the point where you're still like drafting the ideas, that's not only shitty and capitalist, that's like intellectually and artistically bankrupt. Like, if you use Gen AI, I will think that you're just like a shitty kind of like mercenary capitalist person. If you use Gen AI to come up with your ideas for you, I just think you don't have ideas. And I don't know, I feel like, yeah. I'm getting worked up about AI now. And I promise it's not because I lost my job to our company's insane AI policy. AI audio transcription when half the officer's Geordie accents is dire. Yeah, I mean, there's that sketch about the AI like a voice activated lift in Scotland. Still waiting for the bubble to crash hard. I think that's coming sooner rather than later. Like, I think we've already started to see signs of the AI bubble popping in like OpenAI filing their IPO. Fuck. Oh. You know what? I might just nope out of here. See ya. Easy. Yeah, I think like, OpenAI and like SpaceX as well, like filing for IPO and it not being the sort of like killer stock that people have been expecting. I think as soon as any of these AI companies have to publish their numbers on like what's the ROI on AI, none of them have been very clear about what the costs of running AI are. Like, we still do not know how much inference is actually costing these companies in real terms because they have not been clear about it. I think the inference costs them more money than it makes. And in case, like, I'm being too technical, inference is, simplistically put, the process of generating an output. When you send a prompt to the model does a thing called inference to generate the output. We don't know how much that costs the companies. I think it's a lot. I think it's more than they make from their subscriptions, which is why they're all moving to token-based billing now. They're trying to charge people actually for what they use rather than like subscription-based bulk purchases, because I think the subscription-based model has been losing them money hand over fist. And yeah, I think as soon as any of these companies is clear about A, what their actual running costs are, and B, what is the value of AI? Because this is a question that, like, we're 3-4 years into the AI bubble, and no one is really capable of explaining what's the value of AI. people always say, oh, well, I use it to do more efficient Google search. Whenever I've got a question, I just go into Google and the AI mode answers it for me. It's like, okay, how much is that worth to you? If you had to pay for that, how much would you pay for that service? No one can really put a value on that, and that is worrying. Like, if this thing is really meant to be the thing saving the tech industry, why can nobody tell me how much it's worth? Why, whenever you say, like, okay, for your Google search, would you pay £5? 10? 20? It might cost that much. We don't know. We do not know how much it costs. I think £5 is a reasonable estimate for the average sort of model inference for an output to be generated. We don't know how much it costs. If you had to pay £5 per Google search that generated an AI input, would you be using it anymore? I wouldn't. Certainly not worth that for me. Anyway, hi there, the dude rolls. Cat face. Time to do my own cat face. Meow, meow. What am I gonna do? Oh yeah, the chess guy. Let's go do his level. Do his boss. I think the damning thing is how many AI features just get forced on customers whether they want them or not. Yeah, I mean, that's also telling that OpenAI and Anthropic and Google, they all quote, they're like, and Microsoft as well, they all quote how many, like, weekly or, like, monthly users they have. That's not something you quote to your users unless you do, you quote to people unless you don't really want to be clear about how much about how many people are actually using your thing. Like, weekly users of a Microsoft Copilot or whatever. At one point, I would have been counted in the weekly users simply because every time I opened up Visual Studio, or any of the coding IDEs that have Copilot installed, Copilot constantly tries to get in your way and suggest things to you. I'm not using Copilot, but it is trying to be used by me. And that, I think that counts in Microsoft's figures as a monthly or weekly user. So that's why they quote those figures to you. Because it inflates the number of people that sound like they're using AI. Anyway, big fan of this guy's hair. Yeah, this is a origin story for Kinga. It's the guy who lost one match. I mean, I think it's not implied to be that he lost one match. Maybe he lost a lot, and he was starting to realize that his career as the best chess player in the world was over. But yeah, the way it presents it to you, it does make it sound like it's just one match he lost. Yeah. Don't know what I'm supposed to do here. This one fires cannon blasts only when you're standing still. Fuck, missed him. Come on, man. I have forgotten how to do damage to this guy. You'd think that would have, like, reflected the damage at him, right? Okay, bro. This one is some kind of chess match. Kinda. I don't know why. I can't seem to reflect those fists back at him. Oh, 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 no! Well, whatever. He's brown bread. Yeah, this is how chess is played at tournament level. It seems that Shaw has conglomerated his pawns into a mega chessatron. I'm assuming you've all seen that video. I got the reference, good. I'm glad someone did. This is how the guy dances when the judge invalidated his opponent's win. Just rub it in, you know? The way they're standing on nothing is so... Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ropey things about this game, but the more I think about it, the more I find its jank sort of charming. See, he's realised that it's not all about trophies and winning, it's about passing on the joy of the game. It's sweet, it's nice, you know? But yes, I am starting to get a little bit hungry, so I think I'm going to finish here. But I think I've shown you enough of what Balan Wonderworld is like. I have like cheesed my way through most of the levels with the Balan costume. It is rewarding to play through them, without cheesing your way through, and you won't be able to for quite a long time because it's quite hard to get the Balan costume. So if any of you do want to play it and you have like a high tolerance for jank, then I recommend it if you can get it for cheap. I wouldn't pay full price for it. I mean, I didn't. It's not as bad as I heard. But before we go, I will show... I think if I go back to... does seem like a very charming game. Yeah, I think it has its charms. We'll go back to the menu and we'll watch. Oops. Oh yeah, there is also a multiplayer mode that I have not explored at all because I have not been able to find another human being who wants to play Balan Wonderworld with me. But yeah, let's have a look at what Balan looks like in human form. I am somewhat annoyed. I like the two main characters. I think the character designs all look really cool. But I am a bit sad that you don't play as Balan himself at all in the game. Because I think Balan's design is really cool. I like this tall, lanky Naoto Oshima-esque guy. The crystals we were collecting the whole time, they're Balan's tears of unfathomable sadness and happiness. Isn't that beautiful? And he's a beautiful guy. Look at him. Oh no, he's a twink. Yeah, when I saw this, I was genuinely like, I wish we'd got to play as Balan more. He's a palette swap of me. He kind of does look like me. Maybe I should get green hair. I did have blue hair for a while. Maybe I should make a Balan. Yeah, maybe I should make a Balan model. The gears are turning. The gears are turning in my brain. But I won't show off the rest. Oh, actually, go on. Let's maybe look at Emma Cole's ending. So if you remember at the beginning of the game, her problem is that none of the maids in her house want to talk to her. But what's this? It's 'cause they were preparing a surprise birthday party for her. She thought they all hated her, but actually, it turns out they are literally existing to wait on her hand and foot. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that. Like, it is just like a really entitled rich girl. Absurd. Were they acting normally to her every other day? Yeah, you've got to assume that she just woke up one day and suddenly none of them are talking. None of them were talking to her, and she was like, "Oh, they all hate me." She got sad over that one day. Yeah, it's... I don't know. Oh yeah, Leo Craig. I haven't actually seen his opening and his ending. Hell yeah. I like when he did the pose to nobody. What's your fucking deal, kid? Elliot and Clarice would beat the shit out of these two kids. Elliot and Clarice aren't like that. They're nice. And they may or may not have wait staff. Yeah, what's he even mad about? Like, I don't get it. Hi there, Saint Just. Welcome to the stream. You've joined us just as we're watching the ending cutscenes to Balan Wonderworld. Oh yeah, you're talking to us now? What's... Yeah, I don't get this one at all. Oh, okay. I guess. He just literally chose not to be friends with them. The fuck, man? Weird little kid. Yeah, that makes the girl's intro and ending look much better. How it feels to cut toxic friends out your life. Oh man. Dom, you've mentioned quite a name there. Billy Hatcher. We were talking the last night. Billy Hatcher was a game that how it feels to chew 5 gum. Billy Hatcher is a game that Yuji Naka originally insisted should be called Giant Cock. Until the localization team told him, you can't call the game Giant Cock. And he said, okay, can we call it Giant Eggs instead? And it's like, that's not that much better. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Cock. It's because it's got a chicken in it, you see. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Eggs. Yeah. But yeah, that thank you for humoring me in my sharing my niche interest of Balan Wonderworld. I think it's a delightful little game. It's very ropey. Don't buy it for full price. It's not really worth it because it's clearly like unfinished. But I think it has a lot of charm to it, and I wish Yuji Naka and especially Naoto Oshima had more money to pursue such subjects, such projects. Even though Yuji Naka is a criminal. Because yeah, I like these like triple B games. The gameplay is fine. It is extremely fine. It's a little more janky than a lot of other like collectathon platformers. It's not got as many unique mechanics in it as you kind of expect or want out of a game that has like I think something like 56 individual costumes to collect. Yeah, it is. I think it's a fun game that people shit on because it looks twee and childish, and it is twee and childish. But you know, there's room in the world for such things, I think. Yeah, Yuji Naka should have put some of his ill-gotten gains into this game. Yeah, from what I understand, he's not even a particularly cool criminal. He is just like he did insider trading or something. Yeah, he should have done some like cool crime, like I don't know, arson or something. Yeah, something to hang your hat on. But yeah, I've been thinking about what kind of game projects to stream next. I will probably just cave to peer pressure and stream whatever people badger me to play. But I've been thinking about playing some Sega Saturn games. I'd like to stream Burning Rangers, which is a game directed by Naoto Oshima, who did the character designs for Balan Wonderworld, which is a great game. I'm probably not going to stream Deltarune. I'm probably not going to stream Resident Evil 6. I could, but I wasn't. I'll think about it. Burning Rangers would be fun. The other options are Skies of Arcadia. I would really like to play Skies of Arcadia. I haven't played it since way back in the day on the Dreamcast when the encounter rate was crazy. So I would like to play the GameCube version, which I think has an extra character in it. Yeah, and I've been thinking about maybe starting something longer like Mass Effect. Check out the game I sent you earlier. Will do. Yeah, if Yuji Naka had been robbing banks in full Sega Sonic cosplay, that would have been sick. I'd have really enjoyed that. I would have no choice but to stan him in that case. I'm gonna put my background music back on. I'd love to see you go through Mass Effect. I also love all the retros. Yeah, I want to give Mass Effect another shake. I don't really like Mass Effect 1 at all. I liked Mass Effect 2 quite a lot, and I thought 3 was fine. Yeah, I've got a bunch of like Saturn games that I'd like to play as well. And there's also quite a lot of PS2 games. I was toying with the idea of streaming the Drakengard series. So they arrest Sonic, and he has to find the real criminal to clear his name. That'd be a good Sonic game. I know nothing about Drakengard. Drakengard's Japanese title is Dragon Dragoon. It's a game that does kind of drag on a little. I like Mass Effect 1, but that weird choose-your-own comic adventure DLC they did for 2 was great. Yeah, I think that was so that if you hadn't got a save file with your Mass Effect 1 save data on, you could just, like, skip straight into 2 and, like, play it without having to go through 1. Mass Effect 2 is great. I like it a lot. 3 was fine. I like the DLC for 3 where you do a big party on the Citadel. That's really cool. But Mass Effect 1 I think is complete cheeks. I really don't like it. The one they lost the source code for. Did they? Yeah, Drakengard is Yoko Taro's Wild Ride. I think it's a game that gets... The conventional wisdom on Drakengard is that it's a game that's intentionally bad. I think it's worse than that. I think it was trying to be good, and it was bad by accident. But it is also... It's weirdly playable, I think. I think it does play quite well, and I think the story is kind of... It's interesting in what it's trying to do. But I do have Drakengard 1 and 2 and 3 in working order, so I could potentially stream through the entire Drakengard series, and then we could play Nier again. And then after that, we could play Nier Automata if we really wanted to. One of the things I would really love to do, actually, is I've heard that there is a way to patch the Japanese version of Nier Replicant so that it has the English text from Nier Gestalt. I would really like to do that because reading all of the item descriptions in Japanese would be extremely taxing for me. There's a really funny dig at Mass Effect 1's lift loading screens of Mass Effect 2 if you have Tali and Garrus on your squad. Huh. The remastered trilogy doesn't have the Citadel Party DLC because they just lost it. What the fuck? That's like the best part of 3 as well. Oh, well, if I can't play the party DLC, I'm a little less keen to play it, honestly. But yeah. Probably, I think next week, my boyfriend's going to be away for quite a lot of the week, so I might do some longer streams and play some longer games, so that I can stream for longer, so that I don't have to confront the fact that I'm going to be home alone. So it would mean a lot to me if you would all come and keep me company during that trying time. But other than that, I hope you all are all having a good week. It's Wednesday. Not a great day. Middle of the week energy levels low. But I hope you get through it. It'll be the weekend before you know it. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me. I am going to go and get ready for dinner. I hope you all have a lovely evening. Bye bye.